Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Not a Boring Real Estate Podcast. We're your hosts, Ryan Domas.
I'm Diego Vasquez.
And we're here with our very special guest today, Mr. AJ Chopra of eHomes.
Thank you.
So happy to have you here.
Yeah, so today we are at Keller Williams in Costa Mesa. This is Keller Williams Legacy. We want to thank them for inviting us to record here. So big shout out to the guys Brian Fox, Red Anaya, and Tom Cater. Mark Bisbee, he's the team lead here, so he's super cool too. So if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. It's an awesome office. You'll be seeing some B footage here panning out while I'm talking, so hopefully you're not looking at my ugly face. So Ryan, what are we doing here today?
Dude, we're interviewing our buddy AJ right here. AJ, I would say that you are one of the top conversion rates in all of Zillow.
That's correct.
For the Flex program.
That's correct.
Dare we say?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, we know it. And then top of eHomes in sales volume and units. Number one in the entire brokerage.
That's right.
Dude, you are an all-star.
And Deepak Chopra is your big brother, right?
Absolutely. And Priyanka Chopra is my cousin wife.
Cousin wife?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Same
Kissing cousins, right?
That's correct.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
buddy.
Yeah.
Right on.
Are you married?
Well, right now?
It's complicated.
It's complicated, yeah.
I mean, especially when we're talking about Priyanka.
After 17 years, what is it? I mean,
You're just roommates at this point.
Absolutely right.
Just roommates.
You just give her a high five. You're like, rent's due in 15 days.
Yeah, she drives a nice car, so she's okay. She's happy.
Taxes and laundry.
That's right.
That movie, dude.
Yeah.
So how the hell did you get in this business?
Okay, so I'm a CP MBA by background, and I am an entrepreneur. So I actually started a cell phone business with a friend of mine in New York, and we had logos like AT&T, T-Mobile, and then we moved that business to SoCal because we loved it here, you know.
Yeah.
So I had a cell phone store in every SoCal mall, like 36 of them, 36 units. And we had like 400 people, and I was running that from a sales standpoint. So I have a sales acumen, and you know. But then we sold that, and we started another business with Dish Network and DirecTV. But when the pandemic happened, we weren't able to like enter people's homes, so that business kind of slowed down a little bit. And I was wondering, I should do something to diversify, and this kind of just fit with my skill set.
So that's what you were doing before real estate. That's
That's correct.
It went from cell phones to real estate.
That's correct. Yeah, and that was what 4 years ago, I think. But if I want to do something, I do it. Like you have to be motivated and get it done. So.
And we were talking about that prior to us recording, right? We were saying that we love this business because essentially we're just hustlers, we're entrepreneurs, and our mind's always working 24/7 to find out what we could do to better our business. Tell me a little bit about your thought process when it comes to just being an entrepreneur.
Well, there's some like definites that you need, like hard work, motivation, hunger, work 24/7. If you want something, you'll get it. I think this fits in the real estate perfectly, you know? So I want to build this. I want to scale this. That's my end game. So, how I have some ideas, but I'm just laying the groundwork at this point. So, what do you guys think? What is the end game here? Like, well, you tell me, Diego. You answer.
So,
why are we doing this?
I believe that everybody wants their freedom, whatever that may look like, whether it's financial freedom, time freedom, freedom from stress. And there's always good stress, don't get me wrong, but that's my end game, right? I want to ride off in the sunset, not have to worry about bills because I got income coming in from maybe various sources or just one really, awesome one. And I'm having a kid, which I never thought I'd have before. I was always like, man, fuck kids, right? Sorry, everybody. That was what I thought before. I was just like, you know what? When I was 21, I moved to Cabo San Lucas.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was 21.
My God.
You think I look young now, dude? I look like I was like 15.
You have a baby face, anyways.
Yeah.
I think you'll be,
Don't let the baby
It'll work
face
for you.
fool you.
He was a little Bart Simpson when I met him.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
So I thought I was gonna ride off in the sunset and just go live an awesome life. And that's kind of how I've always been. I've always wanted to, again, just kind of disconnect. I love to travel. I love vacation. I love changing things up.
Nice.
But now that I got a kid on the way, everything's changing.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, oh, I want to have, you know, I want to leave this kid.
Legacy, yeah.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Thank you. I want to build a legacy. We're at Keller Williams Legacy. Yeah.
That's
little
right.
plug.
Good
little
tie
plug,
in,
right?
man. Yeah.
So that's my end game. Ryan.
Yeah, I would say my end game is to have a family, be able to travel anywhere, do whatever we want without the business suffering, where there's people to, you know, man the fort when I'm not there. So that's kind of the thing right there. And then work as little as possible moving on with
Yeah,
my years.
yeah.
So, because my...
But
yeah.
what's the end game in the industry? Like, where you see yourself? Like, Tom Ferry has an end game. Does he?
I would think so. He's a coach.
Your San Clemente Jeff?
Yes.
What was it? He had that's the end game. That's what I'm asking. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes. So probably an expansion team in the areas that I actually like to live in. Chicago, San Diego, New York, Philadelphia, New Jersey, that kind of a thing.
Scale's important to think about.
That's a good way to think.
Because if you're going to limit your thoughts to a local area, you're going to just, your program stays limited.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the end game, to me, the end game is get to a level where it's scalable.
Okay.
You know, build a brand, and then that, you know what I mean?
1,000%.
That's the end game.
Yeah.
I remember my first phone call with you, and I was like, within 5 minutes, I was like, this guy has no limiting beliefs. This guy knows how to scale a freaking business. And they go, oh, yeah, I used to own like a company, and we had all these locations. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's more than that.
Yeah.
You can't, in this business, I mean, what is like an average conversion rate here? Like 5% is good, considered good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with Zillow.
Yeah.
Well, like anything, like a listing, you're not going 100% on every listing appointment, right? Whatever it is. What I'm saying is, you just gotta like not get discouraged. You know, like you gotta keep going. This is what I want. But if you don't have an end game,
So
where are you going?
It's a numbers game and an end game, right?
You have to have the end game.
Very cool. You guys better be taking some fucking notes, right?
Yeah. I think they call it eyes on the prize, right? So
You have to.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, otherwise we're all over the place. Right?
That blows my mind, because then you already have lined up why you're in the industry.
That's correct, my friend.
Which leads me to the next question, you guys.
Yes.
So, AJ, one of the main reasons why we said we need to get this guy on the show is it's kind of like what they talk about with what's that plant that takes like 7 years to grow and then it sprouts up, right?
That's correct.
Essentially, you had such a fast rise, 2 years.
That's right.
For you to become a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Right? So everybody goes, damn, 2 years? It only
Yeah.
took you 2 years? It's taking people 10 years to get where you
Correct.
got in 2 years.
Correct.
So tell me, like, I mean, you leverage Zillow.
Yes.
Okay. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
There's a lot that had to start before these 2 years. So when you first got in, what was your end game and how did you plan to get there?
Okay, so it was funny that you asked that. First, as a new realtor, I'm going to tell every new realtor, if you're brand new, you gotta at least find a team or get on a program that gives you leads, because you can actually get out of real estate really quickly. If you're going to try to organically lead generate for newbies, it's not the game, you know? So join Diego's team or join Ryan, like they'll help you succeed and they'll give you the tips. They're mentors. So find a mentor, get the right brokerage for initially, you know?
So that's what you did.
So I was very clear that I don't want to hit up my SOI. I don't want to, you know, like introduce myself to them as a realtor. You know what I mean?
That's
I was like, I'm not doing
like
that.
a leper, dude.
That was my no. I was like, I will never send a text message to a friend saying, "Hey, by the way, I'm in the real estate industry." What? You know what I mean?
Then they won't answer your calls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I said, my plan was they'll come to me when I'm successful. You know, that was the plan. How can I be successful? If I get lead generation, I want to join a brokerage that gives me lead generation, and I had confidence that I'll crush it. So that's how I picked eHomes. And my onboarding call, I told my broker, like, she asked, like, what do you guys want to do? I was like, I want your job, like, straight up to her, you know?
Yeah.
That's where I want to be. So to answer your question, yeah, lead generation, and then there's a process to win. You know.
Well, so I heard you have to. I heard that you have to be Zillow's bitch when you first kind of do this.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
It's not true.
It's not true.
Oh, okay.
It's not true.
I mean, because obviously, again, you hear horror stories, but I feel that a lot of these agents, they just don't have the sales skills that you do. That, like, in essence, they just don't know how to handle the leads.
That's right. That's absolutely right. So preparation is very important. So each one of these appointments, right? It's a job interview. Like, if you think like that, every appointment, even the listing appointments, it's a $10,000 job interview. Now, you tell me, are you going to prepare for that interview if it's $10,000?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody thinks like that going to a fucking appointment.
That's a good point.
I'm sorry.
That's true.
Like,
They don't.
and then I'm perplexed. I'm like, do you know how serious this is for you? Right, am I right?
Yeah.
But if you start thinking like that, then the preparation will come, you know, and then you'll be better. Like, you have your conversion opportunity goes higher, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what I tell everybody. Like, hey, you gotta. You're not. So I had a training thing. I was helping a team lead at eHomes. He had like 8 people new. I told every one of them, you're not ready. You can't even take calls right now. Like, straight up on their
Yeah,
face.
to give you the lead.
That's right.
In the words of Glenn Ross, right?
Yeah.
To give you the lead would be to throw it away.
That's right. Thank you.
true.
That's what I was trying to say.
So
So,
true.
the preparation, but it can be done. I strongly believe that there's not only one way to win in this industry. You don't have to be AJ. You don't have to be Ryan. You don't have to be Diego. You got to know who you are, right? And adapt your pitch to that person. And as mentors, we can coach them based on who they are. There's no one standard like training in this industry. It's just funny to me, you know?
Yeah.
So if you do a one-on-one consultation, you can actually motivate them and tell them they should use their skill set to succeed. So it's really not that. I like to simplify things, which to me everything's simple. Like, it's not complicated. You know? That's how I do everything.
They overcomplicate it themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So everybody can win, but be ready. Be a subject matter expert. Do the research. Learn, watch YouTube videos. It's all out there. Like, it's all out there. The information, training, like, it's all out there. So people have to take ownership. That's a big word, you know, in my life. And not just point fingers, right? They'll change brokerages because they got paused here. They're like, oh, this broker sucks. Then they'll go over there. This broker sucks. But they never even try to organically lead generate, or they didn't even try anything. So, did I like go too?
Oh, that's perfect. That was perfect because I remember we had conversations about different brokerages and eHomes. Shout out to Elmer because this was
Absolutely.
brilliant.
Love Elmer.
Yeah.
Love Jackie.
Elmer, you're the man, dude.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Love.
But brilliant how he tied his brokerage up with leads and leveraging those leads and being probably the top Zillow related office in
Oh,
Southern
absolutely.
California. Without
Absolutely.
a doubt.
Absolutely. A lot of opportunities at eHomes. And then it's going on. It's continuing. This year, we're getting more listing stuff. So anybody who wants to join eHomes, please call me.
And we
But,
talked about how
absolutely.
how certain brokerages don't have any lead structure at all, and
Yeah.
you were like, these people are.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
I mean, I could hang, if I was a broker, hang a realtor license. I'll give him a plan, but then I'll just hold them accountable for nothing. Like, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I think the old school broker style is obsolete, in my opinion.
Brokers that don't have a lead structure.
They don't have a program. They don't have a proper mentorship program. Like, if I was running a broker, like, every new hire has to have a mentor. Like, I'm not, because people are clueless.
No, it's true.
I mean, it's not their fault.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I went hunting for mentorship, which is crazy to me, right?
And
Because
I've been
I
here,
went-
Diego, like all your life.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
We only met recently because
I'm
no, I
just
straight up.
kidding.
Knowing what I know now, yeah, that would have been a no-brainer, right? Because you're like, because again, I went searching for it in the wrong places, I guess.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I learn everywhere I go. You don't. I
Absolutely.
don't need you to hover over me. Essentially, I just need somebody that I respect, that I know that they're obviously numbers don't lie. They're killing it. I'll just do what you're doing. I'll do it better than you.
Yeah, you will. Absolutely.
And that's essentially what every mentor wants their protege to do.
Absolutely.
Is to become better than
that drive can't be taught.
No.
If you don't have that, I mean, I'm sorry.
And I feel like there's so many people in this business that maybe they do have the motivation, but motivation can go away.
Yeah.
Right? It's that drive that you have to just not take no for an answer.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't, maybe it can be taught. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it can be taught. I think so that person has to have a different approach. It's not a sales approach. You know what I mean? But what cannot be replaced is education. Subject matter expert. Like that cannot be. You got to know if you're going in Lake Forest for this house, what the per square footage house is. You got to know. You got to learn that. You know.
Wow.
No matter what I teach you, if you don't know that shit, how are you gonna win? And new people can leverage their team. Like you can look people up, say, oh, he has 0 sales in 12 months, right?
Yeah.
But if you have to address the elephant in the room, saying, by the way, my team leader, Ryan, has 50 sales in the last, and he's part of this. Like, you know, you leverage.
I'm standing on the shoulders of
That's
giants.
right. Elmer. Like, you leverage Elmer. 1,000 closings in the last year.
Yeah.
You leverage what you can. So we can teach them how to do that.
Yeah.
I think if you work hard, we can teach anyone. Like, I just strongly believe that. I really do, you know?
No, that's a good point.
But it's a different type for each person, which is kind of.
1,000.
You can't have one.
And then they're
tree.
under pressure because they don't have a steady paycheck.
Yes.
So you're dealing with a lot of emotions, especially realtors right now. I feel like they're just having a tough go at it.
How are they doing it?
Yeah, baffles me. That's why on one of our last episodes we were like, you should probably go back to Uber, right? Or
I heard that.
OnlyFans if that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's absolutely true.
But then think that deeper. When they started or where they went, like they got lost, like they weren't handled right. You know what I mean?
They weren't handled right.
They weren't even set up to succeed. Like, think about that.
Literally.
Yeah.
They joined and they were just like, thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
And maybe they did get a sphere of influence deal or two.
One or two, yeah.
And then they're gone.
Yeah.
And I feel. By the way, dude, I'm so jealous. You made, of course, your amazing old fashions. You guys can kiss my ass.
We're gonna celebrate on Friday.
We're celebrating Friday, dude.
You can do a what's it called, promo for your Friday thing.
So Friday, you guys. So for those of you guys who don't know, I am on the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. What is that? Well, if you guys know me, you know that I am huge on educating my friends and family. I have a big circle of friends. Pretty much everybody on my Instagram is a friend of mine or someone that I've known in my past. And all I ever wanted to do was give you guys enough information to decide for yourself. Now, what is NAREP, or the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals? Say that 5 times fast. I don't think you can.
Can't.
But what they are is they're.
Do you have to be Hispanic to join that group? By the
You
way?
do not have to be
I didn't know
Hispanic
that.
to join
Thank
the
you.
group.
No.
So
One
Jenny
boy like
Chides
Nathan
I didn't know
is
that.
Irish. She was actually on Lord of the Dance. She's super Irish.
That's
wow.
awesome.
Yeah, and she's on our board of directors as well. She's actually my co-marketing director. So
Nice.
It's our installation. It's a gala, and I'm actually going to be sworn in as marketing director. So I'm super excited about that, and it's because I'm passionate about educating my people. And what are my people? Latinos. You know, we definitely could pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, or we can help ourselves by
Absolutely.
becoming homeowners. And
I think a lot of them you don't even realize they qualify to actually own a home. The education you talk
and
about.
they might not make a ton of money, right? They might, they're very humble. They've been working at the same place for the last 20 years, making like $18 an hour, but they're so good at saving. You know, you'll almost any Latino household, either grandpa or dad has like $40K in the mattress, right?
White people are
What's the
horrible at
address?
saving money. White people are the worst at saving money. I tell you.
I think it all depends on where you're from, right?
What's the address? Ryan and I are going there.
We're going.
Yes.
You're gonna go to Mascot. Yeah, buddy. So
multiple incomes. There's several ways to co-sign. There's
Oh,
several
dude,
ways to qualify.
I've had 6 people qualify for a house.
Wow, that's a record.
Yeah, bud. Oh no, I've seen more.
Wow.
So, but again, what's the point? You want to leave a legacy. Some of these people don't even know what life insurance is, much less have it. At least if you have this house that you're paying down for the next 20, 30
Definitely
years.
underserved, bro.
You have and so that's near and dear to my heart. That's
I have an
why-
idea. We should do events with NAREP in these pocket communities. Like
Yeah.
More local
vendor
events?
Vendor event.
Local events
Let's
sponsored
do it.
by vendors.
Educate.
Not a
You
bad
know.
idea.
Seriously.
You know, that's been a huge thing that I am looking to promote. So in the coming years, as I grow in the ranks, because what I've been told is that they are here to educate realtors, and that's what this event is we're educating realtors so they can spread the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
I'm more boots on the ground. I want to educate my people. But essentially, I get it. They're more, again, teach the realtors will spread out and teach the masses. So what I want to promote is, hey, you guys, we have an awesome installation coming up this Friday, 2 days. So hopefully, at least we get the clip before it's too
I'm
late,
going.
right?
Every realtor should come. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's gonna be there. We have one of
going.
the
I'm gonna get
stars.
the drink.
We have one of the stars from Selling OC that's gonna be there.
Nice.
Yeah, we have a reality TV guy, and he's like crazy entrepreneur.
Well, he told us we have to drink to be honest. So,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know,
Yeah.
That's how.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. Otherwise, like it's coming out. Like not real. But no.
Yeah, but I think AJ put it that I'm hustling God at this point, right? Because I was like, God, if you just hook your boy up with some deals, with some escrows, make my life good. I got my baby on the way. Like, I will stop drinking for
No,
Lent.
he said he will donate 1% of commission to the church, like if he gets the deal. But I don't think that's gonna happen. That's
I
what.
think it's like 10% I'm supposed to get.
That's a lot, dude.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of pressure.
That, the brokerage, everybody wants my money.
Oh,
Freaking.
yeah, exactly,
right?
man.
So, a couple more things about Zillow,
Yeah.
because again, if you
Yeah.
guys are really leveraging this, like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, what's your split?
Okay, so before we get there, so Zillow is a powerhouse, guys. Like we can ignore Zillow or embrace it. It's up to you. There's two programs with Zillow: the Zillow Premier Agent and the Zillow Flex Agent. The Zillow Premier Agent is pay up front model with zip codes, and you get X amount of leads, blah blah blah. That's how it works. The Zillow Flex program, which a very select brokerages have in SoCal, works differently. You get the lead and it's pay per close, which is nicer for newer agents
Yes.
and who
Less out
has
of pocket.
$5,000 a month just to get a zip code.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I
out
mean?
of pocket. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so the question you asked, the first side you spend 5. What is the conversion rate? Like I know people complain about bad leads, but
You say you spend what? Spend 5,000?
I'm just guesstimating. Yeah, 5,000,
Oh.
6,000 a month for a zip code, right?
Yeah, so we were spending almost 11,000 a
See?
month for 5 zip codes.
There you go.
Altogether, and here's the thing: we know that I think the Flex still gets the better quality leads. Perhaps
I'm
could
not
be
sure
wrong.
because I'm not on the other side.
Yeah, so,
no, we
yeah.
get. I mean, so our expectation from Zillow is be 5%. So that's 1 out of 20. So
Which means you're getting more opportunities.
yeah, if you exceed their parameters, what their expectation is, reviews, customer, CSATs, conversion rate, there's like 4 or 5 metrics. The more you do, they have an algorithm that you'll get fed more.
You'll get
But that's
fed.
also your broker control,
Ah,
right? I mean, if you're Superman, they're gonna let you fly, right?
Yeah,
Everyone complains, I'm like, become Superman.
yeah.
Then no one can stop you,
We'll
right?
get more leads that way. Yeah, I mean,
Would you not
if
feed
I
your
had a
best
lead,
guy? Like-
I would obviously give it to you
That's
as
right.
opposed to a
That's
new
right.
agent that doesn't
Well,
know.
yeah,
how to work
so
in
then
MLS.
prove it, right?
Yeah.
Prove that you can do it. Anyways, so
Have you gotten crap from any other agents that weren't doing as good as you that wanted as many leads as you get?
well,
You don't have to name names.
I don't know. I stay in my lane. Like I don't get. I'm sure. I don't know. I have a thing. Like I have a presence. I have swag. I think I don't. I'm probably hated.
Let me. Yeah.
I mean, I talk a lot, but then I bring the game. I mean,
Oh, sure.
You
well,
know?
Well, here's the thing, because what I've heard about you from more than one person is that when you meet somebody at that first appointment, you meet them at the house, right? That they are locked in with you for life. What is it on that first appointment that you do to create that
okay.
relationship?
All right. That's a great question, actually. So, what I do is it's a job interview. So I'm like sharp, energy. I have energy to the end, anyways. But I want my 10 minutes with that client, and it's not about the house. I make sure I get that 10 minutes. So I arrive early, put my back towards the door. I'm not opening the door.
Yeah.
I get my
Whoa.
10 minutes.
Whoa.
I'm not opening the door.
You're not hurrying to the Supra.
I'm not opening the door.
Whoa. Okay.
And then I go through my 1, 2, 3, understanding the client. It's very important to understand the buyer's profile.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't understand the buyer's profile, how are you gonna win? So every client has a realtor, right?
Yeah.
You know that, right? When they even call, they have a realtor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, you have a realtor, right? Everyone has a realtor.
Yeah.
How are you gonna beat their realtor? So that's how you have to go in with that. I have to win because they have a realtor.
You have to expect it.
already
You
got-
have to.
you
Like
to
that's like
expect it.
like 100%. So, I know it's a job interview. I have to beat the other realtor. How am I going to do it? So I do my thing, show my subject matter, talk about whatever I have to, and then I try to understand what the client is exactly. And I know, and I've self-taught the programs enough or whatever to create that value proposition for them right there. For example, I had a client that met me on Zillow and said they were 5% down conventional. Their DTI is fantastic, right? Mm-hmm. Kept losing. This is when it was like hot.
Yeah.
They can't win because it's 20 offers, 5%, they can't win.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right? Met me. I introduced a program with HomeLight, converted their loan into cash offer, beat 34 offers on my first offer. I made them win.
Dude, you walked on water.
Exactly. But I know the program, and I told them, and I hold my buyers accountable too. I'm like, this is the only way you're gonna win.
Yeah. You explained the good and the bad.
That's correct.
You
If
have
I'm gonna I'm not submitting this 5% against 20 other offers. Like,
Whoa.
but if we do it this way, I'll make you win.
Dude, so there's a way that you converted it to like almost like a cash off?
Yes, there's a program. There's programs out there. You have to learn if you want to win.
I will be the first to tell you most of the time I don't want to learn the programs. So that's where you would totally kick my ass on that appointment.
Because these online leads
Yeah.
are so like sensitive. Like if you don't create somewhat of a value or whatever, you'll lose them. They'll never call you again.
So I got a scenario for you. Let's say it's, first off, so I'm assuming, right, it's like 89 degrees,
Yes.
Hot, sunny day, and you're like, you're not getting inside this fucking house until you give me my 10 minutes.
I like that.
Like, I can imagine that. They're just like, fuck this guy, but all right, I'll listen to you. But then, you win them over with your energy, with your enthusiasm.
Yeah,
with your
rapport.
charm.
I made them laugh. But we need that though.
Yeah.
Once I let them inside the house,
No,
it's over.
And
Like,
which
there's
is
no concentration.
I've had, which my clients, they're very faithful to me. Like they're not going anywhere. They're loyal.
That's different. Yeah, but
But they're essentially they're like, hey, what if I use one of those agents? I'm like, you know what, dude, their job's to steal you from me. Go for it. Use them, right? So you go in there knowing this, right? And then
you have to win it. It's a job. Like you have to win it.
now let me ask you though, these leads, they're not like you don't know whether or not they're pre-qualified for the most part.
We don't
you
discuss
answer no
that on
matter
the first
what.
call.
You don't even
Okay.
discuss it on the
But
first
I make sure that 10 minutes, like I understand how much they make, like you do. You. So I'm a one-stop shop, like you, Diego.
Yeah.
I am a loan officer. I'm everything. Like I'm a realtor. I'm their therapist. Like I'm everything.
That's smart.
So my handoffs to lenders also are warm. Like if I know what it is.
Yeah.
I ask them your monthly income, fixed debt, DTI, what program, how much down payment, all of it.
And let's get into the work of this because this can't be easy
No.
either. I'm talking about, how many, let's say per week, how many interviews are you going on? Meaning, how many times are you meeting them at these doors per week?
So my strategy is to pick up enough where I get them to the pre-approval stage, like 4 or 5 of them, let's say, or 6. And then I slow down on the pickups because I want to convert these.
Oh,
So you can't just, you got to understand like what you have to do.
Yeah.
Because the follow-up is the game, right?
Of course.
If I have 10 of them, like I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just going to start drinking in the morning, you know? Who to start with.
Yeah.
So there's a method to the madness.
There is a method to the madness.
That's right.
So you got 5, let's say,
Pre-approved.
within this week time, or this week or
Whatever, last
10
10
days,
days,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
And then you pause or slow down on the pickup.
okay.
And then you work with them to push them. Then
But
get
again,
them in
these-
escrow, you know.
These 5 per se, you don't know until you meet them up whether or not they're pre-qualified.
No, it's blind.
It's you're going in blind.
Really? Wow.
They could be wasting your time, and I'm sure that's happened to you. Tell me about some of the,
Hundreds of times.
I imagine so.
hundreds of times.
Yeah.
So for you realtors out there that are still relatively new, right? Or let's say you've been doing this forever and you're just tired. That's your problem, right? Because we got AJ over here, AJ Chopra, that is willingly going in here, knowing that he might be
Absolutely.
wasting his time.
Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day, New Year's Day, doesn't matter. It's a 1 hour showing. What is the big deal? That's the way I look at it.
I love that attitude.
I mean, it's just a 1 hour showing.
it's a
like-
great attitude to have.
Bunch of bitches.
Because it's totally worth it.
It's true
Yeah,
though.
and-
like my family,
yeah.
1 hour. Like
And I would totally complain about that in that scenario. When I hear it coming from you, I would never complain about
because
it.
I
Yeah.
simplify things. I
Yes,
told
you
you
do.
that.
That's it. That's the trick, right? That's the trick. Because you'll like, hey,
I
maybe-
don't think
yeah.
that's a sacrifice. A 1 hour. I don't think I'm.
It's an hour.
That's the way I look at it.
Yep.
That's
No,
So,
wow.
that's a great way to look at it, man.
You're going on a 1 hour interview
That's it.
5 times a week. It's not bad.
As long as we get to those 5 pre-approvals, then.
Yeah, and I mean, out of 5, let's say you got 3
but
pre-approvals.
one of the things I want to say that I'm also a culprit of, with Zillow, sometimes you ignore other lead generations, and we don't go after the organic stuff and stuff. So I feel like if I do over, like my first year also, I would have done a lot more with organic as well, like planted that seed, which I'm doing this year.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So I'm doing a lot of
why he's on our show.
SOI stuff,
Yeah.
this year. So, but that's my advice.
Well, you made it now, so now you can hit them up, right?
I'm getting referrals from my Zillow closes already, and then I'm doing the SOI thing. I think that's a better balance.
You think so?
Yeah. Because you're the expert around, like, of listings. I'm new at listings, like with sellers. Tell us, why is a listing so crucial to have and get in that game?
Well, I'll tell you because it's basically a house for buyers to walk through. So you not only represent the seller, but you have the opportunity to get buyers through open houses and then create a rapport in the neighborhood with the seller's sphere of influence.
So you're being Zillow.
You
when you get a
become
list.
Zillow.
That's
yes,
right.
yes, and they
You're the Zillow Whittier.
Yes.
That's what it is.
and they say that listings.
I love it.
Listings are only 20% of the effort that you put towards a buyer. A buyer is 80% more effort.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So that's
Oh
the
yeah,
other
dude.
thing.
When I talk to him about it, he's like, "Pff, I do not care. And it's not that he doesn't care, but it's because he's focused on listing.
He's a professor. Like I'm jealous of him. I have so many more.
1000%.
Yeah, he's got it. He's right.
Yeah, because as great as we are on the
Yeah.
buyer side,
Yeah.
that's him on the listing side.
That's right.
And that's why I love to learn from you guys because you guys work buyers like no tomorrow. And that's why I think it's so good that we have this synergy of sharing info about open
Yeah.
houses and yard sales and how to create that.
I love
lasting
that. I
connection.
love that.
Yeah, and so we talk a lot about what agents are doing. We see
Yeah.
agents digging themselves a hole.
Yeah.
What are agents doing right now that drives you nuts that you know isn't working for them?
Oh, there's so much. Where do I start? Okay. Okay, so buyer agent, seller agent. I'll give you both perspectives that I see. Buyer agents, I'll give you an example today. They're submitting offers. They're not understanding, they're not vetting their buyer properly. They're sending offers to listing agents that have zero chance to win. Zero.
Yeah.
You understand? And they're not reaching out, like, to ask a mentor.
don't even reach out.
They don't reach out.
They don't reach
They
out.
think, they have the buyer convinced, but the buyer doesn't know, right? They didn't reach out to the listing agent. Like, they themselves don't know, like, it's going to work, right? So I think that needs to be taught. Like, they have to understand. For example, this Dreamers program we were talking about, we were talking about that, right? It's 20% down payment assistance from the government. There's a 3 to 4 week delay on getting the client approved to get a clear to close for just this little counseling session. Okay? There is no mention
Just for the counseling session.
just for the counseling. So, like, in this industry or this area, we're working on a max 17-day clear to close, right?
Yeah.
They have 3 weeks just to get this counseling. 3 to 4.
Just to get their certificate.
Just to get through. How is the lender going to give you clear to close
Yeah.
until you get that?
And they're still lying to you saying it's going to take 30 days.
And that rate lock, what the heck was going to happen?
Well,
with
it's
the rate lock?
6% now, which is good. But the point is, in the pre-approval letter, it doesn't say anywhere what this down payment, proof of funds, nothing.
No, it doesn't tell you.
So now you have 50K, this guy has, pre-approval, and he's trying to buy a 900K house. And the buyer thinks,
50K.
buyer agent thinks he's going to get the deal.
Yeah.
And then I'm on the other hand, listing agent, looking at this offer. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
how's this gonna work?
So I think there should be a review process internally. Like we have brokerages, right? Why is there not a review process before you submit?
They just let you run loose.
It's just, you just hang there, do whatever the heck you want. And then they say, why are you not converting?
That's
Thank you,
it.
right?
So how long is that escrow going to be for something like that?
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
Minimum
if you
45 days.
push your buyer to get into the counseling now, there's no offer. Let him get to day 7 of wait list. 30 days is good.
Yeah.
But if he hasn't even done that, it's a different story.
Well, see, that's one thing. That's the counseling. But then you also got to talk about Cal Haffa approving you, getting you the money.
Okay, so if a guy has that certificate in counseling, and if the lender can help us as buyer agents in their pre-approval letter, put something there about the Dreamer program that he's qualified, because he's qualified conventional, right? So we have that and the 50K as proof of funds at least. Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we submit that. Then we can have a conversation with the listing agent.
Let me ask you though.
You know what I mean?
Be 100% honest with me. If you got 5 other offers on the table, they all have money in the bank, ready to go, close within 21 days. Where on the list, from 1 to 10, 10 being on the bottom, is that?
You
that
said
offer
compare that to all cash.
or
Like,
cash or just a conventional with a shorter escrow? Which one would you choose?
depends on how much down payment. There's issues. But if this is 25, but if they show me a certificate that he already passed the counseling, right?
Oh, they already passed the council.
Yes. So
That's
do
a
it
good
now
point.
for the buyers. That's the tip.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do it now before you even offer, so they're clear.
Yes.
So you have that certificate.
You have clear.
At least
If you have that, I think you can do a 21-day loan clear to close.
Okay.
Yes, if you have that.
Sure.
Okay?
I like that.
So, a 30-day escrow works here at 25% versus a conventional at 10%. Because there's no PMI here, too.
you made me a believer.
No, so but you have to know, and you know what I mean?
So if you hit the ground running with the counseling appointment,
Yeah, you have to. That's the first
then
thing.
it's a little bit easier to compete.
That's correct.
All right,
But the listing agents don't know this.
No.
So,
You just literally educated me on the fact that there was
Right,
even
it's
counseling.
complicated.
I forgot there was even counseling
it's
involved.
complicated. It's
Yeah.
not that, easy.
Yeah. So what are listing agents doing that's driving you nuts?
The listing agent's communication.
Yeah.
That is, I over communicate. Like if someone sends me a message or asks a question, I am immediately, but they'll take hours to even get back to you,
Recording this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're on your phone. That's what I was like.
Oh.
Go
They'll
ahead.
take hours to get back to you, and sometimes, this is a pain point I'm bringing up. They're double ending. They're not responding.
Oh really? Yeah.
What is that?
Yep.
What the fuck? What is that?
Yeah, dude.
Well,
That's great.
are they even presenting?
That's great. Are they even presenting?
That's correct.
Dude,
They
they're
want-
out there. They're for sure out there.
I know. I don't know how that's legal. This double ending.
I mean, it's not, right? I mean, double ending.
You know me,
It's
I'm
legal.
as a listing agent. I'm like, yeah, it's so bad, huh? What
No,
what did I
but
do?
yeah, but that's a short-term game,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And here's the thing: if we try to double end it from the beginning, we're doing a disservice to the seller.
Yeah.
because
That's the point.
And I tell them on the listing appointment, I say, hey, we might have 3 buyers for you, but none of them might be the best. Like you might get somebody else. AJ or Diego might have a buyer who's more qualified with more money, and we might not have the best buyer at the end of the day.
Oh,
and,
no.
and it's hard to say that because I know, and certain agents will slow roll a listing and get people there.
That's right. That's
Because
right.
we know agents that do that, where they'll slow roll a listing.
Also,
Yeah.
they're in this counter process, and then you submit the best.
Yes.
They wouldn't even introduce.
Matt,
No.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah. So-
I'm sure they're out
Bro,
there.
honestly, though, I have to say that's very like a rare thing.
Sure.
Mostly, it's been good with me because the thing is in a relationship, right? If you're good, they're good.
They're good.
That's how it is.
Communication.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Like I have a fantastic network. Like in 2 years, I have this network of realtors that love me, and I love them
Yeah.
because we have integrity. We're honest. like a program like Dreamers, I would never even submit before explaining to them. And like dirty agents are submitting like conventional.
I
Boom.
said dirty agents.
No, conventional.
You're right.
Yeah,
Conventional.
it's so
And then
right.
they'll get in escrow.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't.
like, what
I
are you
don't.
doing?
I don't want to do that.
We were just talking about wholesalers and how awful that is.
How is that legal?
Yeah, how you can just occupy an escrow and then hand it to somebody else.
I went to a wholesale off-market wholesale on Friday in Lake Forest. They bought the house for $800. They're wholesaling for $900. They have no intention of buying the house.
They're not licensed
They're
either.
They're not licensed.
Crazy.
Wow.
They're trading the house, so they'll assign it and make
Whoa.
$70K to a new buyer.
Wow.
That's it. That's the game.
Whoa.
That's the game. What a game.
What a game.
What a rigged game.
Like
I don't know how to do that.
I don't know, right?
But you and I have that. Our skill set is retail. We love talking to people. And
Yeah.
sharing information. And, right. That's our. That's the other thing. Like every realtor has to find their niche. Like if you want to succeed. Like yours is listing, and ours maybe it's like on the street.
Yeah, we're boots on the ground.
And then some people are good with organic. Some people are good with wholesaling. Some people are good with flipping. Some people.
Yeah.
There's 19 ways to win here.
Yeah,
Oh, sure.
And going back to double ending, like I think it's about integrity, right? Because dude, like in the best sense of the word, Ryan is a Boy Scout. Like literally, he's
Oh.
like either all of us win or none of us win.
He's 100%. But we were talking about,
Yeah. And even like Veronica, she just had a situation where she got a offer like 70,000 above asking literally this last weekend, right? Like 2 days, and that's it. Which we haven't seen that since the rates were like at freaking 2%.
It's changing. It's changing right now.
That happened really fast. And then another buyer comes in and goes, "Hey, so I'll give you 30 above asking, but I'll let you list my next house."
Oh,
Oh.
that can't be legal.
That can't be legal. How do you do that?
I was
one,
like,
dude?
"How do you say no
How
to
do you
that?"
say no? That's
I
a hard
know.
one to say no
That's
to,
a-
man.
So, obviously she's like, well, I'm just going to put my best foot forward. But obviously this one, and the one that was 70K above asking removed their appraisal contingency. So like, she's like, this is obviously the best one for my client.
Yeah.
I'll present all offers, but essentially like, hey, dude, it's about the client. It's not about us.
Absolutely.
That's
But
a
then
hard choice to
communication, like you said,
Like
is important.
I've even lowered my commission to
Oh.
help my clients
I
because
do it
they
all the
needed it
time.
on the back.
I do it all the time. Like we have FHA clients 3.5 down. How are they going to win? Like, it's difficult. So we help them where we can, but it feels good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, dude. And they'll refer everybody and their mother to you afterwards.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
We bought a house in Cyprus for $1 million, zero down, with gift letters as
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
As don't ask how I pulled it off.
That's awesome.
Gift letters
letters.
as EMD, and like zero down complete.
Gift letter was EMD.
That's correct.
wow.
There's no bank statement. $1
Ryan
million.
would have been like, no,
$1 million.
I'm good.
It's a $1 million house.
Yeah.
We won.
Way to go, man.
That's right. But it's a story too, But the truth,
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
So I think, like, if you were a listing agent, you talk to me. I would never even pitch you if I wasn't truthful.
Confident.
No.
Yeah, I tell like buyers want me to do this, that, and the other. I'm like, no, I won't do it.
It's
Like
great.
they want me to do underbidding and stuff. I'm not gonna do it. I say no
No.
right away.
Yeah, I'll tell them straight up, like, hey, look, like, at this point, you're wasting your own time.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. I'm not writing, but then some newer agents are writing offers.
What do you do when they're like, just see what happens?
No, I say no.
Bro, come on, like,
I
wanna
blame
try
it on the listing agent.
Just
I
see
say,
what
oh,
happens.
he called me, said don't submit.
I usually at least talk to the listing agent.
No,
I'm like,
yeah, I know what the number is.
Yeah.
If they're like do 100K below, I'm like, he said don't even
You
submit.
said don't even.
Yeah. I just blame it on the.
There you go.
So in the industry, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
Well,
Two-
4 years now.
Well, here's
2021 May, I got my license.
okay.
Wow.
I took my first flex call in end of July, beginning of August.
2 years.
Yeah.
So 2 years, one of the top agents on Zillow Flex program, the top agent at eHomes, and yet you still have a passion to educate other people.
Absolutely.
And you're on the road to 100 Zillow reviews. You're
That's
in
right.
the 80s
Oh,
right
you
now?
see that? You see
Yeah,
that?
so he's on the road to 100 Zillow reviews within 2 years.
I mean, 86. now.
86 in 2 years. That's unreal.
Yeah, the top. I'm the top 3 now in all of eHomes
That's awesome.
in 2 years of Zillow reviews. Top
Damn.
3.
You're
Yeah.
crushing it, man.
Yeah.
You're crushing it. Do you have any curveballs for us? Because I know you were
Yeah,
thinking about asking
I want
us
to ask
something.
you about payment. You guys are more experienced, like more time in this,
Yeah.
industry.
I hate
There's-
that.
doesn't
We're
feel
more
like it.
experienced and you're
Not
crushing it.
experienced, like
Yeah.
Like it does look bad.
I know.
Like, okay, the first thing I want to ask, like, it bugs me, the coaching stuff,
Yes.
right? I mean, there's 1,900 successful coaches. They're poaching new
Everybody
realtors
else.
for business.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Like, it feels dirty to me inside. No, I'm not talking about Tom Ferry.
Oh,
or
no.
what- you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's. How do you guys feel about that? Like,
You-
I don't like it personally, but
You have to be like Jiminy Cricket on their shoulder, literally telling them what they already know. It's almost like coaching is in a way like a reminder service of like, hey, that one thing you already know you're supposed to do. Here's our
right,
weekly
exactly.
check- here's our-
Reiteration.
yeah, here's our weekly.
But then
check-in.
a new realtor just got their license, right?
yes.
Now what?
Now what?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not reiteration for him.
No, they need a mentor.
It's a program.
Yeah.
Well, essentially,
Diego.
during the gold rush, right? Who made the most money? Was it the miners or was it the people selling the pickaxes and the shovels?
Shovel
right?
makers, dude.
The pans for
So what
the-
are you saying? We should become coaches? Like, what are you saying
That's
exactly?
usually when you talk about what's the end game. A lot of people have
That's a
coaching,
good end game.
because
A
coaching
program
is huge.
Genuine
That doesn't
market
exist.
They,
Yeah.
I like.
they have
see,
their program now. They
You're
have their coaching
thinking.
program.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of that goes because it's income that is a lot more money per hour in terms of where you spend your
Residual
hours in the
income.
day.
But
Residual
but
income,
going back, but it has to actually mean something. Like,
Yeah.
it has to give something. I feel like a lot
Real
of the programs just like do this, do like it's our. You know what I mean? They're not really.
no. And here's the thing, because there's different strokes for different folks. This guy had a mentor that said, "Call everybody in your cell phone and tell them you're a realtor." There's that.
I don't like that
Makes me feel
strategy.
so bad for this guy.
Yeah.
And so I don't like it either.
I don't
It
like
didn't-
Well, I learned from it, but-
No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good that so you're a perfect candidate if I open a coaching like.
Yeah. I'll tell
You
them
do what I
not
tell
to do.
you.
And that's the thing. I think coaching is reiteration, like you said. It's telling you
Yeah,
almost
just-
what you already know,
Yeah.
and making sure that they stay on task and they're a wall to bounce off of. Because half of those coaching appointments are just complaining.
Yeah,
about
but
doing
it's
tasks.
really not
Yeah.
gonna get them to,
No.
become.
It won't make them
convert-
great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just it builds it's almost like a therapist almost.
It's
Well,
true.
so-
we are.
So
Yeah.
what got me to Keller Williams are the tried and true systems, right? That they have that essentially I feel like so many brokerages, not just agents but brokerages, are trying
Yeah.
to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas you guys have a model, and it works, and that's that's your style of kung fu. Right, and then KW, like essentially, they invented the fucking wheel.
They
You know what I'm saying?
they have the whole
The 33
thing figured
touch
out
system
yeah.
and all this shit. So it's like literally like if you just stop like worrying about things that don't matter and just do what is told to you to do
Yeah, yeah.
and you follow these steps, you will be successful. It might not be in 2 months,
Yeah.
but in 2 years,
exactly.
you'll be killing it.
Yeah, it's just hard because there's so many ways to be successful. Which, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do they call it? So many ways to skin a cat.
Yeah. No, it's true, and that's why we're blessed to be in real estate.
That's right.
Like if we stop being buyers agents, and we say, okay, well, we're gonna get flip projects and put our mind to it, put a team together. I think you and I will do it. Diego.
Oh my God, you guys would crush.
No,
it.
seriously. Like
you
what-
guys would crush it. The world would not be
I
prepared
mean,
for that.
look, I've been a buyer's agent. I've had maybe 5, 7 sellers appointments for listings. I'm 100% ratio connect conversion.
my boy.
Like you guys are nobody convert.
Yeah,
literally
like
converts
I
better
see
than
he can do it
guys.
too. Like I go in, I'm saying this agreement doesn't mean anything. They say I don't even take the agreement. I'm like, this agreement doesn't mean anything. Our relationship, rip it up whenever you want. I will bring you value. This is what I'll bring. It's true. It's all true.
I would
So
sign
true,
right
man.
there.
It's
bro.
all
That's
true.
sexy.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not lying about
No,
anything.
for
I'm
exactly.
on it, right?
Yeah.
That's it. So we could do other stuff
Yeah.
if we wanted to. So yeah, but there's so many ways to make money here.
Yeah, buddy.
So what's the next move for AJ?
Next move, we were talking about, so I'm going to think about creating some pain point, like a space. There's pain points in this industry.
Oh yeah.
We talked about the lender pain point too, like Diego and I. It's not clear for the client. Like it's my client. I'm representing, when I say something, I talk to the lender before I say something. When I say it, it better come true. But it doesn't. One of my clients had, before closing, they got the loan, closing disclosure. She calls me, she's like, hey, AJ, I thought my closing was gonna be X, but it's Y.
Like
And
the payment's like 100,
It's
200
off
more.
10K.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to come in with an extra 10K.
Right.
Hate when they do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And the lender never got me involved directly,
Yeah.
which if he did, I would have, And then they didn't explain they had to buy points and this, that. They didn't explain it.
Any of it.
I mean,
See,
why? Why
do-
am I stuck with the three-way call with the lender?
I do.
You know what I
handle
mean?
that. I handle that up front because
I didn't
I have the
know.
loan
They didn't
background.
tell me.
Yeah.
How are you going to handle it if you don't know?
Well, exactly. You don't even know, and now
don't know.
and now
No,
and
dude.
who gets the blame?
I had to tell, like, I was on this call. I don't want to be on that call.
You don't
That's
wanna
not
be
my
on that
job.
call at
It's
all?
not my job, But
Yeah.
stuff like that.
For those of you guys who don't know what we're talking about, right? Essentially, you're supposed to come in with the rest of the money, right? Your down payment and whatever closing costs are involved. And there's so many things that could happen from day 1 to day 30 that the loan officer is supposed to take care of. So it's
Absolutely.
important for agents to line up with like a really, an honest
Yes.
lender. And I feel, because again, we're in the sales business and there's so many people that are not qualified to be in this business and they're just desperate, they'll lie to get this business.
Yeah.
And I think that's what gives us a bad name.
That's one of the pain points. We got to figure out, like, how to get around that,
Just again, I mean, essentially, don't be afraid to tell the truth, right? I would much rather scare you away now than waste both of our times.
Absolutely.
And or
I have an idea for that, is tell the buyer, if you're the realtor, to send you the information that the lender sends. If it's not the realtor's lender, they won't send the realtor anything. So share with the realtor, like Diego, early on, like what's going on, so we can help you.
the lender will send you a bunch of stuff to sign with the numbers.
Yes.
And so essentially what you want to do is, forward that over to your realtor and say, hey, what is this? Does this look right to you?
Correct.
And that
100%.
way at least, because your realtor, they don't know unless you tell them.
Absolutely.
So
I got one of
awesome.
those.
I love that.
Yeah, I got one of these in the end, the last disclosure. I was like, I told my client, I was like, this origination fee looks no good.
No bueno.
No? Too much? Yes.
Yeah,
I was
figure it out.
like, call the lender, get this reduced. X amount is okay. She did that. She got it. She saved like $4,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
Oh,
Just with that review.
Right on.
That's all. That's it.
That's literally
I'm not kidding you. Like,
That's one of my value propositions because we say it all the time. Women are way better realtors
Yep.
than men.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Hands down.
Women
As
are
far as
better realtors.
experience is concerned, like it's
Yeah.
just something else when it's a woman.
Yeah.
And that's why they're so successful in this business. But for me, at least my benefit to working with me is I am looking at those numbers.
you are a one-stop shop, Diego.
So
I think
when
we
I see
should.
those numbers. The first
Yeah.
thing I'm looking at is how much is this lender try. I'll shop around with the lenders
Yeah.
to say, hey, this one is actually giving us the best deal.
Yeah.
You're saving like $7,000.
That is
by-
value, guys. Like that, you have to do that.
And if your realtor's not doing that, maybe they don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why it's important to get the right realtor as well.
Absolutely.
And I go, what? You have a question about your loan? Okay, here's the lender to talk to. I know nothing about
And
mortgages.
and you know what? That is
Yeah.
what I've learned with from new to old. They're like, I'm not a licensed loan officer, which is okay, right? They're like, I am not even getting close to that. So deal with the loan officer. But how many deals have people lost from, hey, they want to work with me, go talk to the lender, and then you never hear from them again?
Yeah,
never
it's
hear
terrible.
from them, never follow
So the
up.
I'm
That
with you.
handoff is.
The handoff is critical.
I've
right?
screwed that up before. I have.
The handoff is critical.
Yeah.
So the interview has to be perfect. right? So you got to go back before you.
Interviews got to be
You
perfect.
understand?
Right.
You have to create that value proposition. You have to create in there. Well, we're not creating false stuff. Like it's all true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's one thing I want to clarify. We're not selling. We're telling them how it is, right? But we're actually doing it better than anyone else.
I set up expectations.
You know exactly, and then be real. Treat them like your family, integrity.
Treat them like as if your mother's buying.
That's
this house.
correct. It's like I'm buying it. That's how I look at every deal.
Your mother's buying this house over here.
And then do warm handoffs. You know, you have to, like you said, you know what if they're going to qualify or not.
Well, essentially, when a person's, I mean, and this is throughout. When people think of buying a house, they think of a realtor.
Absolutely.
And they don't, 9 times out of 10, they reach out to the realtor first before reaching out to the lender. And
Correct.
that's okay. I think it should
It's
be
okay.
backwards, but
It should be, yeah.
But at least the realtor, if you're going to go with the realtor first, make sure they're shopping around and not just going with their preferred lender because it's their buddy and they got something worked out.
Or
right?
some online deal that is not even real, like, sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you don't get the service
No, you don't.
on online deals. you know?
Yeah, because I know they're in like New York and and
Yeah.
what do they have to do?
Yeah,
with
we
it?
get calls from 313 area code.
Did
I'm
you,
like,
was it you that told me you had a deal with some? I think it was your first real estate deal ever that you had like.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
What was that story again?
It was a what do you call it? It was one of those credit places. It wasn't your
The
regular-
credit repair?
So it was credit union.
Oh,
it was
credit
a
union,
credit
okay.
union that took about 35 days just to order an appraisal.
oh my God.
The worst. And every time I called this guy, he was like, "Who are you with? What deal? What are you talking about?"
Sound like you just woke it up like,
Yeah,
oh, what?
he was in Arizona, and it was the worst, man. It was a 47-day escrow. By God, were we lucky?
Wow.
I don't know how many times.
How
I had
did
to
you
re-rock
convince
that
the
way.
seller?
It was my very first deal, and our seller was buying another home, so we had to get them to release money early to their seller.
Oh, my
It
God.
was a
What-
nightmare.
Hey, what a learning experience.
Dude,
Yeah, that's good.
My
if
first
you get
escrow.
that as your first,
No.
then
It should go pretty-
It's pretty like
Oh,
nothing
okay, after
phases
that.
you after
Yeah,
that.
9 years later, it's still all downhill from there. Every day for up to 30-something days. Like, did we get our appraisal yet? Who is this?
30 days.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Yeah, it was awful. We had another similar situation where we waited 3 weeks for an appraisal to get ordered with a lender out in Michigan. Like you said, it's all about who
Buyer
you work
side?
with. Yeah.
That's the
Bad
thing.
news.
That's what Diego was saying. Like
Yeah.
you gotta have trusted lenders.
Yes.
Like I just got an escrow on Monday. I told my lender, rush appraisal by Wednesday, deadline. It's done.
It's done.
That's it. That's
And there's too many lenders out there that don't have much business, and they're willing to lie to get the business. They say, "Oh, I can close that cow half up
Yeah.
in 21 days or
yeah,
less,"
lies.
knowing that it takes 3 weeks to get the certificate.
Yeah, it's a 45-day
It's lies.
escrow.
You know,
40,
but
45.
here they are. They're self-righteous. They're on Instagram talking about how and hey, man, if you get any business from that, kudos to you. But again, you're not going to last very long. In the words of Ted Learakis,
Yeah.
right? That's Johnny Money. Johnny
Johnny-
Money's only going to be in the business for a year or two, and he's going
yeah.
to screw
And the
everybody
top
over.
producers are not gonna be using them. You
Nope.
know?
Nope,
So
of
we
course
know,
not.
yeah, right?
Yeah, buddy. So, dude, I think this has been insane.
Okay.
What a
This,
great interview.
this,
Oh my God.
this
I'm
has
like
been-
I'm like halfway done.
No,
I'm
you're
not even
awesome.
because I have so much to share.
How long do we have on this already?
was
This is
awesome.
probably our longest one so far, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sorry,
literally.
like, I-
no, dude.
Keep going. Is there
No.
anything else you'd like to chat about?
No, we'll do another
Yes,
round possibly.
Yes, we will.
But I love you guys. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel there's so many things we can do to help new realtors.
Yep.
And make changes ourselves, like small things that I think we can really make it different. Like, I think we need to be the unrealtor. We're not the realtor. We're the unrealtor.
The unrealtor.
The
I like
unrealtor.
that.
That's
awesome.
we need to do that.
I'm going to coin that term.
That's
I did. I
really-
own the domain, by the way.
I saw it. You
theunrealtor.com.
posted. I
Pending,
was like,
patent
that's
pending.
brilliant, dude.
But I've been feeling like that. Like,
Well, I just feel like, especially right now with a hot market, right? And there's 20 offers. I'm talking about 1-in-1, but if there's 20 offers, you're
It's
at the
hard-
bottom
it's
of the
hard to
barrel.
win.
I mean,
Absolutely.
again, I mean, let's
I
be
agree.
honest.
But what we do is we represent our clients to the best of our abilities.
So we gotta
So
sell
we're
it.
not going to give up. You know, we're going to.
Well, we're gonna set up
We're gonna
expectations.
go to bat- yes.
We're gonna let them know these are the homes you should be looking
Before I
at.
offer for you, you better get your certificate.
Yes.
That's one. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
If you do that, talk to your lender and say, you better give me a pre-approval with the Dreams program stating it's 20% down. This is my POF. You got their POF, you got their certificate. Now, go to bat with the listing agent.
Yeah.
I got it done. Boom, boom, boom. Why would you not be a conventional? You know what I'm saying?
Because you
Like,
showed them you were anticipating.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're prepared.
I see it.
This is what you
So
got.
you're like, hey, I know that we're there's part of this program, but we already got them ready.
Yeah, I'm
They're
not
good
like
to cancel.
another dream. He's gonna lie to you, put conventional, and switch the loan program to.
I've had that happen.
Well, I'm escrow. I'm
had-
not that guy.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. they
I've
do
had that happen. Somebody switched it to a VA, and they're like, "Oh,
I hate
we're
that.
gonna cut all-
Like, please tell
Yeah.
me, like
They
you know.
call that all the peeling."
So that's
paint.
what I'm saying. So to be a winner, you got to be ready, armed, like. Right.
That's a good way to look at it, man.
Yeah.
You gotta prepare them for
baby.
war.
We've loved having
Hold
you on
your
the show.
buyers accountable as you would yourself and anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they try to like step over you, it's not gonna work. So explain to them we do, you know, we're the doctors of real estate, right?
Yeah.
We'll do the diagnosis. Like they're not gonna tell us what the problem is.
Just like when they, they got to check their credit check. I got to check your blood. I got to see
Yeah.
what's wrong with your blood to find out. You want to find out if you're sick? That's how we got to find out.
That's right.
And they're so scared to check their credit.
But thank you. We went so much.
You were awesome, man. Thank you for having us.
You know my
Being on our,
passion, right?
being
I
on
love
our
you.
show, bud.
I
Yeah.
love you guys. You know that. And I have passion, man. So it comes out.
Oh yeah.
can't
That's why we had you on, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been a long and he was showing us love before anything.
Yep. He
You know,
was
that's
one of our
you
first-
lead with love.
That's right.
That's all I have.
That's awesome. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you so much.
Come like, follow, share. Help your boys get some sponsors and some great restaurants and locations to film at. Thank you, AJ.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Ryan.
We love you.
Love you.
Love you guys.